Now we're in tripod mode. Oh. Did you film that?
Yep, I got it.
So we apparently have some competition out here for airspace. And I don't want to lose my drone. I don't want to lose my drone in a fight. I'm attracting a lot of attention here.
Yes, you are.
I think we're going to call this a successful test, but we're going to stop. 'Cause I got a bad feeling about this. I got a real bad feeling about this. So we're standing on a street corner here.
Not in Winslow, Arizona.
Nope. And we've just had an amazing, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes talking to some folks. But the reason we stopped here all together was this right here.
The Rosa Parks statue.
You know, for me, this is one of the watershed moments of the civil rights movement when Ms. Parks refused to give up her seat and was arrested for it. And it happened right here where we're standing. This is where she got on the bus. Very exciting, very solemn, I guess is the best word to put it. And very honored to be able to stand here where she stood. It's hallowed ground. Let's go see what else we can see.
Well,
for now, we're taking a break from, you know, really important historic things to see something that's, well, I guess depending on, you know, what music genre you're a fan of, could be pretty important. And it's certainly a little quirky, I would say.
well, I know why they did it, but why they did it is still quirky. I'm just gonna.
Do you know why they did it? Do you know?
Do you know why they did it?
Do you agree that it's quirky?
You might.
Do you even know what we're talking about? More importantly, do I even know what I'm talking about? Odds of that are low.
Slightly left onto Upper Wetumpka Road.
So, do y'all know where we're going yet? I mean, the GPS said Upper Wetumpka Road. That doesn't give it away. I don't know what will.
Onto Upper Wetumpka Road.
Really?
Of course. Everybody knows Upper Wetumpka Road, right? It's only a quarter mile away once you get on Upper Wetumpka Road. I mean, Talon's like, come on.
I just mad we didn't roll down our window.
We didn't just pass it, but we tried really hard to pass it. Luckily, there was no oncoming traffic.
But there was this nice sign that told me where to go.
Yeah. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. That's what it said on the sign. What are these? Are these Confederates too?
RAF?
Huh?
What was the RAF? It says like a number, and then LAC, then the name, then RAF, and then a date.
Royal Air Force? This just got intriguing, folks. So hang on, we're gonna go investigate. Okay, well, we found the mystery of all these tombstones we just said, and it really wasn't hard to find because there's a marker right here. And I'm going to read the marker to you guys, then we're going to show you these tombstones because it's kind of amazing. And it says, buried here are 78 officers and men of the Royal Air Force who lost their lives whilst training in Montgomery, Alabama during the Second World War. Nearly 1,000 men who died during that war or the First World War when serving with the forces of Britain or other Commonwealth countries lie buried in cemeteries throughout the United States of America. Their graves and this cross of sacrifice which commemorates them, are maintained by the Commonwealth War Graves Commission. The mystery of this is solved, and it's really interesting, I guess is the best way to put it.
Well, I'm going to just say we didn't even know that this was something that was out there, but so there's 78 officers and men of the Royal Air Force that lost their lives in the Second World War while they were training here in Montgomery, Alabama. And there are like 1,000 that are buried across the United States that died in the First and Second World War. They put these graves here. They've marked them with like an edging around it to make sure that they're outlined, and then also they put a cross at the end. It's a cross of sacrifice to commemorate them. So I just think it's a really cool thing that they've done here for people who couldn't get back home.
Yeah, and the fact that British government pays to maintain these graves.
Right.
That's
so
awesome.
We are gonna pay our respects to them.
We are, but again, this is not why we're here.
Nope.
But I'm glad we came just for this.
That's
so
true.
Let's go check these out real quick and see why we're here. So while filming that, I guess drive-by for lack of a better term, of the British soldiers' graves, we ran into some French
Air Force.
French Air Force
Graves.
And it looks like, you know, they were here too for training and perished as well.
So
There's no marker about that. There's a marker here commemorating them. And the one thing, and it's unfortunate the day we're here, they're not flying, but there's a flagpole, as you may have noticed in the video. There's a flagpole over in the British section and here in the French section as well. And they've been really cool to be able to see the British and French flags flying here as well.
The tombstones are different too, which is
Yes.
interesting. And the British ones all have like a different saying at the bottom. So maybe like their families got to put something on there because some of them say like beloved son or, you know, our dearest one or something like that. But then the French ones, they're just basic. It is the name, what their rank was, when they died.
Yeah.
When they died.
Just
and that's
the
it.
day they died.
Oh, not even the date they were born.
Yeah,
It is
the
just
day
their
they-
name, their rank in the French Air Force, and the date they died, and then it says French Air Force. That's
Well,
it.
but the
Oh,
French
yeah.
the French tombstones also have their ranks. The British didn't. So their ranks are job titles.
And it's actually interesting too that it tells when they died, but it is in French.
Yeah, it's all French, except for the word French Air Force.
Except
The
for
words French Air Force at the bottom of each tombstone is in English. Everything else is in French.
Yep.
All right, so this is very awesome to find something like this. Very humbled to be able to stand in the presence of these allies of ours who made the ultimate sacrifice. Okay, so the reason we came all this way is right here. The quirky is right here.
It's very quirky.
It's quirky, but functional. It's a functional quirky as I stare into the sun. Here it is, folks. The grave of Hank Williams. And it's astroturfed. Would you like to tell them why?
It's AstroTurf because apparently his fans like to come by and take the blades of grass, and so they couldn't get grass to grow here. So they covered it in AstroTurf because they figured, can't take that then.
So that was pretty exciting, especially if you're a Hank Williams fan. Also, here is the Hank Williams Museum. Now, we chose not to go into the museum because it's, what, 15 bucks a person? Something like that? $10 or $15 a person. We just chose not to spend that money. Now, if you do go into the museum, they have the Cadillac that he died in. Yeah, so you can see where he died if you go to the museum. And then you can go see where he's buried. But for us right now...
It's a neat Hank Williams pilgrimage.
Yeah.
If you like.
Yeah. So for us right now, it's lunchtime. And we are going to be heading towards I don't know what you call it, a southern-based restaurant or fast food chain. We're going to Jack's. We like Jack's. Do you like Jack's? Do you know Jack? A lot of people don't know Jack. You really should know Jack. Talon knows Jack.
I got nothing. I got nothing, people. He says the stuff, and I got nothing. I just sit here and shake my head most days.
So we're going to Jack's, and then we got one more quirky thing. So we just had lunch at Jack's. Dessert courtesy Piggly Wiggly. Right now where we at, Piggly Wiggly? I love saying the name.
Quarter mile. Turn left at East Chase Parkway.
We're getting ready to turn. Actually, we're going to do a U-turn because that's what the GPS told us to do. We're trying to figure out why it just didn't tell us to turn at the intersection back there. But before we got to the intersection, it told us to go all the way up here and do a U-turn. So we'll figure that out in a minute.
Take the next left at East Chase Parkway, then slight right onto Alabama 110 West.
But one nice thing about having, you know, we had a good lunch at Jack's. Breakfast courtesy of the Piggly Wiggly. Nice soft chocolate chip cookies.
Breakfast? Dessert.
Did I say breakfast?
You did.
Well, maybe. But maybe I like having cookies for breakfast. I don't know. Anyway, we had cookies for dessert. Thanks to Piggly Wiggly.
Oh.
And we're technically not driving in any lane at all right now. We're just cruising, just chilling.
This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
But I'm not sure I'm going to edit this video. So now it is time for a Roadside America oddity. It's right there, as you can see, at the Acme. Thank you. So what do you guys call your GPS? Do you have a name for it? When we got our first GPS, which was an old Garmin Street Pilot 2, we called her Bionic Betty. I don't know what you call this. So now what we have here in front of us is the world's largest brick made out of bricks. So it's a brick. Brick. So yes, we drove almost 20 minutes to come see a brick. Why? well, it's kind of quirky. We like seeing quirky stuff, and we like spending time together. So
On occasion.
on occasion, yeah. You can tell by Shelly's face and attitude right now. So
Face and attitude. I'm just driving. I am the driver.
we've seen some cool
Some days
stuff so
it's good.
far, but one thing we have not seen is a place for me to get a hat, and I need a hat. We've seen the brick. Now I don't know what to see.